Well, Kuma, tell me, do you think generally Black parents are parenting effectively?
Like in what terms? Like just parenting Black kids?
Yeah, let's just keep it simple. Do you think the parenting is enough if you make your own observation in terms of things that you know are happening among kids who are demonstrating lack efficiency, lack of warmth, lack of affection? Some kids suffer from skin hunger because nobody's touching them, yet it has a negative bearing into their psychological development. Would you say our honorable African friends are parenting effectively, or they need knowledge of parenting?
I, with my observations, I also have friends at school who they tell me about their parents all the time. And when
Mm,
I look at the way that they're parenting, I look at my parents very differently because there's parents who are trying to like move forward and evolve with the times and raise their kids in a certain way, but then there are parents
mm,
who want it their way the whole time. um
mm-hmm,
Black parents, they do parent very, they, I think they're more, a little bit more harsh. They do raise kids in a different way that they're very different from the way my parents raised me. And I think it's
mm.
because they don't want to change the way they're parenting. They would rather parent the way that they were parented.
The way that we parent, uh, I have a feeling, with, of course, a lot of observation. Maybe I'm biased because I do a lot of counseling, that we parent the way unconsciously we are parenting in the way that our parents parented us.
Yeah.
We try to raise awareness, what I call parental awareness, but sometimes our emotions get the better of us.
Yeah.
Because I've observed something. Sometimes when you observe a behavior in your child and there's a, a temptation to beat them a little,
Yeah.
not much, you'll be surprised that you are attempting to beat yourself in your child, because probably your child is doing exactly what you used to do at the same age that you were.
Yeah.
So that is why I say I was asking that question from you. Do you think, Tina, as parents, are we parenting you well? Or you see lack? And if you observe lack, what will be that lack? Do you think we're not spending enough time with you? We're not investing and establishing dependable time together?
You know, I think that parents don't really, because obviously I would never show to my parents if I'm struggling with something mentally in my head. Obviously I'm always in my room all the time because like sometimes I get tired of going to my parents about something because I feel like
Mm,
they they don't understand. They don't understand
mm,
how much something is really getting to me. And parents don't really, they look at things as, okay, you're clothed, you're living in a house, you've got food to eat every day. So like what else would be your problem?
But be as it may, today we're talking about self-love. You spoke in your last psychological box about self-love. I was very, very impressed, Kumo, my daughter. What do you think is self-love?
I think self-love is learning to, yeah, respecting yourself and knowing
Yes.
boundaries, knowing to, you know, protect
Mm,
yourself and shield yourself from anything that can damage you. Learning to say no when something doesn't, it doesn't benefit you, it benefits another person. It is so important
mm,
to always be kind to yourself and respect yourself, because your value, you have such high value. You are worth more than anything in the world, and you need to know that about yourself. You not know that, but you just need to feel it. You need to be your highest self all the time so that you can learn to
Wow.
set boundaries, because it is so important to do that. It's like,
Mm,
really is, because once you love yourself, you're not going to fall for everything anyone does. If there's friends who are toxic, you'll learn that, okay, they're not benefiting me, they are putting me down, when I need to be around people that can respect me and look at me as a person that is also to their level. No one must look at me like I am below, because I'm not.
mm. Huma, this is so amazing. My observation with teens, one of the biggest problems that you do as young people, you compare yourself to other teens. Why do you do that? Because that's a lack of self-love, by the way.
Yeah. I struggled a lot with that. It's because for what I did is I put other people higher than me, and I compare myself to that person because I feel like that person is better than me. Like, I've done it a lot where I want to be liked by people everyone likes. Like, if everyone likes you, I want to be friends with you. Like, I want you to like me as well, because I didn't think I was cool or great, you know? Other people just seem to flow through life, and you're like, how do you do that? But what I learned is people never show you what is behind the scenes. People show you what they want you to see. They will not let you, like a
Mm,
camera, like an influencer.
mm,
They'll film videos and take pictures. They'll look happy, but they are showing
mm.
you only the part that they want you to see.
I agree with you, Pumo, in a great way. I think what is happening in that regard, Pumo, we are socialized to be comparative. So what I'm saying is that comparing ourselves to others comes natural, isn't it? But
Yeah,
it can be dangerous. It can be dangerous, as you say, when it becomes an obsession.
yeah,
So you just need paradigm shift to focus on the self and look in the self for those things that promote your uniqueness, things that other people don't have that you have, and then stand for who you are. In most cases, people are asked to stand up for your rights, be assertive. I normally say to people, stand for who you are. Because if you stand for who you are, you don't need to worry about other people's opinions. Yet another problem, Pomo, becoming obsessed and worried about other people's opinion. What's your take on that?
getting obsessed with other people's opinions, I feel like it mostly happens when you, like I said, when you want that person to like you, or you want that person to think you are cool. So you care a lot about other people's opinions. We were driving to school the other day with my dad, and he was busy talking to me about caring about what people think about you. And he said that if you stick on that and if you obsess on that, you're going to make yourself crazy. It's like
Mm, mm, mm,
you're going
mm,
to be so anxious about things that people aren't even thinking about. That's something that I also learned, is that a lot of us think people care what you're doing, but most of the time they don't really care as much as you think they do.
no, they don't. Do you allow yourself to make mistakes?
I struggle with that a lot. I'm I'm a perfectionist, and it's a problem.
But Pumo, how are you going to learn to correct your mistakes if you don't make them? Because
Yeah.
I feel that yeah, I feel that you're depriving yourself of the wealth of your composure. Remember, this is what I believe. I believe that failure is an ingredient that makes success and gives success a flavor. So success will never be without the flavor of failure. I don't mean people must go out and fail, people must go out and make mistakes, but yes, you must give yourself that allowance, because maybe in your mistakes, the greatness can come. You'll be shocked to learn in life that some of the products that we use today, they came out of a mistake, not out of a correct planned sequence of productivity. So that's why I'm saying you must give yourself that opportunity of making mistakes so that you can learn the skills of correcting your mistake. The advantage with that, it will begin to offer you baby steps towards a high value woman. It will provide, yes, it will provide with baby steps towards being a high value woman, because you are fortunate to be exposed to information. But what you are going to do with that information to turn it into knowledge that can help you so that you become innovative and creative, it's going to take you making a bit of mistakes. I don't have an issue with perfectionism. Yes, we do need things to be rightly placed, properly planned, and well executed. But you need just to, I know that your standards are very, very high. And for a young woman like you, I would never dare say to you, drop your standards. I actually want them where you have actually placed them. But at the same time, I would appeal to you for flexibility.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you obsess with how you look?
Like with like how I dress, or like
No,
how
how you look, body, look, dress, yeah.
I used to a lot. I think I still do a little bit, but I think I'm learning. I feel like I'm improving with learning how to finally be okay with how I look. I have some days where I look at myself and I'm just like, my head is so mean to me. Like it's just so unnecessarily mean. And I'll say something to myself and I'll be like, and then I'll snap back and be like, no, come on, that's wrong. Don't do that to yourself. Because sometimes I'm like, oh my gosh, I look so good today. And I'll be okay with that. But I think I've definitely improved on just accepting myself and learning that my body has gone through a lot as well, and with stress and with pressure. And my body has stayed healthy and kept me alive. And so I need to appreciate that at all times. Nobody has ever said to me that I look bad in a certain way. It's only ever been me. I've been the only enemy to myself the whole time.
Yes,
Yeah.
simply because beauty is in the eyes of culture. It's not in the eyes of the beholder as you've been taught and lied to.
Yeah.
A Chinese guy would look at a Chinese woman. He's used to the Chinese woman. He's grown around Chinese women, you know that. So naturally, he will be attracted to the like mind, like look, like appearance. So I think as your grandfather, there is nothing wrong with how you look. You know that. It goes back to a poor opinion of the self that makes you compare yourself with other people. Yet I've never seen a woman like you. And I think it's an insult to compare you with any other person. I think you are sufficient to the self. The most important thing, Kumamtanam, that I normally encourage to young people is to dress decently,
Yeah.
eat decently, love decently, and sleep decently so that you can counteract entropy. Be active and do things that you like.
Yeah.
Now, here comes how do you overcome the whole thing of being needy to other people? You must filter people that comes along your space. You were talking about toxic people, isn't it?
Yeah.
You just talked about toxic people. I think don't be afraid to let go of toxic people. It's still one of the foundations and the fundamentals of self-love. Maybe just, I know we have little time left, but what I want to say to you, what is the right strategy of letting go of toxic people without antagonizing or making enemy of the people that have been close to you? What would be the more polite way of moving and stepping out of people that are toxic? Because what is important to me, you must protect your energy.
Yeah. Yeah. I've never had to let go of toxic people. Instead, people let go of me. Like when someone walks away from you, when someone walks away from me, I have a problem with I hate when people are mad at me, or I hate when people are annoyed at me and they don't tell me the reason why. Like I hate it so much because I want a chance to defend myself. I think stop and breathe. And analyze the situation. Okay, just stop for a second and say, okay, what had happened at that time that that person walked away from you? Why do you think that at this time in your life something had just happened with that relationship and it was just over like that? Because I believe that um if something walks away from you or if you lose something, it was meant to happen that way. If you do try your
Yes.
best to get it back and it just doesn't want to,
Mhm.
leave it alone because it's bad energy. If something is
Yes, yes.
yours, it will be yours no matter what. It will be yours forever. If it's meant to be yours, it will stay there with you. And when I did end up just forgetting and letting go, I think I started to realize why it ended like that, you know? I can't really say because you never know how a relationship ends. All relationships
Yes, definitely.
they end
Yeah.
differently. All I can look at
But,
it is from my point of view and how it happened and how I'm okay
yeah.
now. It hurt before and now I've just let it go. I've brushed it off my shoulders and I'm fine. I'm
Yeah.
alive, you know?
Yeah. You know, though, what you have said just right now is very, very profound, Kumo. I think what you need to do as part of your self-love strategy and actually teaching other young girls of your age how to start the process of self-love so that if they ask you, what will I benefit from loving the self? You must be able to demonstrate to them that it will help you enhance and improve the goals that you have set for yourself as a human being.
Yeah.
But for Ukumo, my granddaughter, I would like you to learn to process your fears. Don't reject them, understand them.
Yeah.
There is a secret in your fears. Maybe your fears are telling you something that you need to tweak, to change, and ameliorate in your persona so that you become the most best person. Another thing, if you understand your fears, you'll eliminate anxiety because you'll always be ready for any situation that might come, which will then help you in good decision making and actually concretize and help you love yourself completely.
Yeah.
I think that's it for today. You
Yeah.
have said so much, Nadia, and I love everything that you said. So this is the way of loving the self. Simply because many people have said to me, I've watched Kumo talking about self-love, but how I wish Kumo could tell us, how do you go about loving the self? I think today you further explained and you went into details on how to begin to love yourself. Yes, ultimately, you eat well, you exercise, you keep clean,
Yeah.
and continue practicing things that you love. But there are steps that you need to follow in self-loving. So for today, thank you so much. We're looking forward to our second session.
Yeah.
You'll tell us what you'll discuss and talk about in our second segment. That was Kumo. That was Kumo, my daughter. To our program viewers, that was Kumo, my granddaughter. We shall meet again and discuss some of the things that will help the teens to improve themselves and discover their greater potential. Thank you very much to all our viewers.
Bye.